Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Captain George with EPC Outdoors, and I also run a charter company, fishing charter company called EPC Charters LLC. If you are new to the channel, welcome. If you guys are returning to the channel, welcome back. And today we're going to talk a little bit about what I use for my my snapper and grouper trips, which is primarily what we target here in Southwest Florida. So what you guys are basically looking at is a combo that I have put together that works really well for me, both on my recreational fishing side of things and now obviously on my business side of things. I've actually started using this while I was recreational fishing, and I absolutely loved it. So what I got here, guys, is what in my opinion is by far the best combo as far as budget, longevity, performance. What the best grouper and snapper combo is nowadays. I started using this combo recreationally. That's how I got to know the setup. I was a Torium user for a long time. When they actually came out, I went ahead and bought one right away, and it was a great setup. I actually had the 16 was the first one that I had, but the high-speed 16 with a Shimano rod, and I actually lost that setup. It's so funny. I laugh because I went to cast and my hands were all slimy. I went to cast and got a backlash, and it locked itself and had like an 8-ounce weight, and it flew right off of my hands. I know, one of the dumbest things that you could probably do. Just, you know, cast a rod out there and it just flies right off your hands. So that's what happened to me, and I was really upset about that because I truly loved that Torium 16. It was one of my favorite setups. But anyways, fast forward a few years. I kept fishing the Torium series, but the Torium PG series, which is basically the same Torium, but with a different, it's got a few different things, and we'll get into that here shortly. But I started fishing the PG because mostly what we're doing here is bottom fishing. We're doing a lot of red snapper fishing. We're doing a lot of red grouper fishing, and fishing for other types of snapper like mangrove snapper and vermilion snapper and so on and so forth. Not to say that this isn't a good reel for like trolling and for free lining for amberjacks and stuff like that. It's an excellent reel to do that with, but I found that the sweet spot for this reel is bottom fishing, especially when you pair it up with a cool rod. And I'll let you guys know what rod I use, and it's super inexpensive. It's gonna save you a lot of money if you guys go this route, and it's been proven. I've used this rod now in my charter business for over a year, and I've had the customers beat the living crap out of it, and the rod itself has been holding incredibly well. Haven't snapped one yet, knock on wood, but they've been just so tough. I mean, we've hooked sharks, we've hooked Goliath groupers in the upper 200-300 pound range. We've landed numerous fish, as you guys can see in my videos, and they're still holding up one piece. The guides haven't fallen off, the tips haven't broken off, and it's just been an incredible setup. So let's get a little bit into the reel first. I want to talk a little bit about the Shimano Torium PG series, which is what we're using here. And the difference between the PG series and the other series is the gear ratio and this power handle, which is a game changer. This thing is a monster. You get a nice grip on there, nice firm grip that allows you to really crank on those bottom fish, and that's why I love the PG series. So what I got in my hand today is a 16 PG. Okay, the 16 PG is basically the same as the 20 PG. The 20 PG is a little bit more common, like you'll find that advertised more than the 16. 16 is just a little bit smaller, so it'll be a little bit lighter, and this is a good reel, especially for those that are fishing, I want to say anywhere between 150 down to 100 feet of water or so. It's a smaller reel. You can still use it in deep water, but if you're going to fish that deeper water, you might want to go into the 20 PG. So we'll talk a little bit about the 20 PG, since I think it'll be a more average reel in this scenario. This is a 16. It's just a little bit narrower than the 20. The 20 is a little bit wider. So the Shimano Torium PG series I think it stands for Power Grip. Could be, I don't know, could be wrong. Leave it in the comments. I didn't really do that much of a homework. But the Torium PG, particularly the 20 PG, it's an aluminum body reel. It's actually an overhead star drag system. So what it is instead of a lever drag, you know, this reel has a star drag. And every time you set this back or forward, it'll adjust the drag. Total drag on this bad boy is 33 pounds, or on the 20 PG is 33 pounds. And it weighs just under 20 ounces, so it's not a real heavy reel, but still very strong. Aluminum body, aluminum spool. With the 20G, you get about 700 yards or so of 50-pound test Power Pro. It does have the power grip handle, which is an incredible setup, and it's just perfect for bottom fishing. It's got a cross carbon drag system with a 4.6 to 1 gear, and we'll talk a little bit about the gear ratio, which is what makes this reel preferable option over the regular Torium. Regular Torium, not only does it lack the power handle, it's also a higher gear. It's like a 6 something to 1, which is okay. You can still work for bottom fishing, but what ends up happening is you got a higher gear ratio, so it takes away from that that power pressure that you could put on the fish, constant pressure you could put on the fish. Having a lower gear obviously giving you a little bit more of that constant reel power, or reeling power, versus the other ones at higher speed. So it's going to be a little bit harder for you to reel the fish up because you got a higher gear. Some of these bottom fish are not real big runners that will take off on you or anything like that. They just put that constant pressure. They want to go back home, they want to go back down. So your job is to get them off the bottom and slowly crank them in. Nothing crazy. Obviously, if you had a tuna, or if you were fishing pelagics, you know, kingfish, if you were fishing sailfish, those fish tend to take a pretty good run. So obviously you want something higher speed in case that fish takes off and then it comes right back at the boat. You got to get that line in the reel real fast to be able to get, you know, tight on the fish again. And then I understand, obviously you want something that's higher speed. But for what we're doing in my charter business and here in Southwest Florida, I think that 4.6 to 1 is an incredible gear ratio. That's something that we really find that works very well with what we're doing. So now that we've spoken a little bit about the reel that I use, let's go ahead and give you the price on this. Right now, as of today, on Tackle Direct, you can find the 20 PG, the Shimano Torium 20 PG, for $259.99. $259. So that's just under $300 for an incredibly well-built reel that will withstand whatever you throw at it. And I guarantee you that. These reels, I get back from charter fishing after they beat the living crap out of it and it's just drenched in salt water. I come home, I rinse them down with some fresh water, just smack them dry like this. I don't even go as far as like drying them up any special way. Just kind of shake them dry, smack them dry, you know, and put them away. And I've been doing that for over a year. And as you can see, I haven't even cleaned this for the video. Reel's still dirty, but you know, you don't see any heavy corrosion on them or anything like that. So they withstand the abuse incredibly well. They really, really do. And I could vouch for it. Honestly, I'm not making any money on this. Shimano's not sponsoring me, which I wish they did, but they're not sponsoring me. So I'm not really making any money. I just want to share this with you guys because I feel like a lot of guys are going out and spending a shit ton of money on gear when sometimes you could find a little setup like this that's inexpensive. So $259.99 for the reel. Not a bad price whatsoever for a really good reel. Smooth, good drag system, power handle, you know, aluminum body, aluminum spool. So you got a lot of cool features with that. Now let's get into the rod, which is my favorite part because I found this rod by mistake. I was actually in West Marine one day looking for a rod for a setup. I was looking for a rod for a Shimano Torium. And I don't know, I was looking at all the expensive stuff, Star Rod, this and that, and a bunch of other expensive rods. And then in this little stand, they had this black rod. And I automatically was attracted to it because it was a clean rod. It didn't have a bunch of like different designs on it or anything like that. Just a clean rod, high gloss black, and I was like, ooh, that's pretty cool. So then I went ahead and looked at the guides, and I'm a huge fan of these guides because they're really, really strong. And I've had these put on rods, especially custom rods, in the past, and I know they hold up pretty strong. They're pretty strong. They're not any brand in particular, so I don't see like Fuji or anything on it, but so far they're incredibly robust. This rod right here is over a year old. You know, I've got rods that are 5 years old. These rods are 5 years. Some of these rods are 5 years old that I've had for a very long time. But yeah, so What it is this, the brand, the Sea Striker, is the manufacturer. Okay. This particular model of rod is called the Bill Fisher, as you can see right there. Okay, and there's the part number and the specs and whatnot. So what it is, it's basically a 5'6" rod. Okay, 20 to 50 pound class. It's a solid glass blank, which is an incredibly strong blank, and I put this thing to the test. Monster grouper, big sharks, big Goliaths, people getting stuck on the bottom and literally putting the rod up against the gunwale of the boat and just pushing down on it to break that 80-pound test, man. I haven't had one break yet, knock on wood. They've been incredible, incredible. So you're probably thinking, holy shit, man, that, you know, with what you're saying, that rod's got to be like 200 bucks. Absolutely not. This rod right now retails for $69.99. So $69 gets you a rod that's gonna probably outlast your $200 rods. It is incredibly light, especially in this setup. This is a 16 thorium, so this is a little bit lighter than the 20. With the and I'll give you the part number of this Bill Fisher. This one's the ST2050. ST2050. And guys, this is what I've been using with my customers on, you know, every charter that I go out, every trip. You know, this is what my customers use. They love it because it's super lightweight. They're not fatigued at the end of the day. They love the fact that it's a lightweight rod, but yet powerful. Being that it's lightweight, you can feel the bites. I mean, I will scale down on the hook size and have them use this for, like, you know, lane snappers. Have them use this for like yellowtails, mangrove snapper, and stuff like that. So I'm still using the same rod, targeting those bigger fish to target the smaller fish. And it's just a matter of switching the hook size and leader size, obviously. So it's really, really versatile, really, really versatile. And I just want to share it with you guys, man. I hope that this will help some of you guys make that decision on what to buy if you're going out grouper fishing or red snapper fishing. I really, really recommend this setup. And the way that I've set it up is I got 80-pound test braid, and that 80-pound test braid is joined by an FG knot onto 80-pound test mono leader. I put about, I don't know, maybe 20-30 yards in there of mono, and that acts as my leader as well. So I just kind of cut it, tie a hook, put a swivel, and keep going. The reason I do that is there's two reasons actually. The first reason obviously is to provide a shock, and what I mean by that is a stretch of line that will actually have a spring action, so that when you're targeting these bottom fish and you hook one, you don't have that, you know, automatic braid non-stretch characteristics, and you could actually end up breaking off. That's number one. But number two, I think obviously the mono will act as not only as a great leader, which that's what I use 80-pound test and the mono for leader, but it also provides a little bit of abrasion resistance, if you will, because for some reason the braid, if it catches on a real sharp surface, braid is incredibly strong, I give it to you. But if it's up against a rock that's really sharp or debris on the bottom that's really sharp, it'll kind of start freighting, and that could lead to a potential failure. And it's happened to me in the past where I've just had straight braid, you know, sinker, and then I've had my swivel on there, and then a piece of fluorocarbon or mono leader, and that section where the weight is on and it's really close to the leader actually ends up rubbing against something sharp in the bottom, and I've lost that fish with that particular setup. So that's why I've come to start setting this up versus just having the straight braid to the leader. Good friend of mine, Steve, kind of put me on that setup, on that idea of using a shock on the reel, on your setup, and he's been doing it for a very long time, fishing commercially, so it's worked wonderfully for him, and it's just working incredibly well for me and my charter business. So that's another thing you guys might want to take into consideration. This is the 80-80 is what I call 80-80. 80 braid, 80 leader, can't go wrong with it, man. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys have taken note of what I use. I can vouch for this stuff. I've been using this stuff for years, and I can tell you with ease of mind that this is an incredibly well balanced setup for your red snapper, red grouper fishing, bottom fishing, you know, as a whole. And I hope you guys go out and, you know, maybe grab yourself a set and enjoy it. Thank you guys for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe if you like this content and give us a thumbs up. I really appreciate y'all's support. And again, if you guys are wanting to take a little trip offshore and you're in Southwest Florida, Fort Myers, Bonita, Naples, Port Charlotte, if you're here in the Southwest Florida region, give me a shout, man. I'll take you guys out and put you guys on some fish, and we'll have a wonderful time. Thank you so much for your support. EPC.